Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're exploring a career path that genuinely changes lives, the Fuel Poverty Officer. You know, when most people hear the term green jobs, they instantly picture hard hats, solar panels, and maybe climbing up on roofs in the pouring rain. But what if the absolute most powerful tool we have for fighting the energy crisis was simply empathy? If you've ever wondered how your practical, everyday skills could be channeled into a profoundly meaningful role, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get started.
Could your everyday customer service skills actually help a vulnerable family stay warm this winter? It's a pretty powerful thought, isn't it? We so often assume that making a massive difference in the green sector means you need some highly specialized engineering degree or a background in advanced thermodynamics. But what if the ability to just listen, organize, and communicate clearly was the exact toolkit needed to pull someone out of a truly desperate situation? Let's explore exactly how that works in practice.
Okay, let's dive right into this. A Fuel Poverty Officer is essentially a professional who helps individuals access practical support for heating, bills, debt, and housing conditions to stay warm and safe. Notice what's missing there. There is absolutely zero complex green sector jargon. You aren't installing heat pumps, and you definitely aren't engineering wind turbines. Fundamentally, it's about connecting the dots for people who are struggling and making sure they have the practical, immediate means to keep their heating on and their homes habitable.
Section 1. A true people support role. This is not just a green job. It's a people support job. When you're doing this work, the households you're talking to aren't just looking for a slightly better energy efficiency rating on some certificate. The reality? They might literally be freezing. They're probably terrified about mounting debt. They might be unwell, or they could just be completely overwhelmed by all the complex systems they have to navigate just to get a little help. You step in to become their human anchor in a total storm of anxiety. Let's move on and see how this builds in Section 2, the daily reality revealed.
So, how does a typical intervention actually look day to day? Well, step 1 is simply making contact, speaking to residents by phone, email, or even in person, just to genuinely understand what they're going through. Step 2 involves some meticulous checking to see exactly what support grants or referrals they might be eligible for. Then comes step 3, and this is where your communication skills really shine. You get to translate all that confusing bureaucratic jargon into plain, simple English. Finally, step 4 is coordination. You're never working in isolation here. You're liaising with councils, charities, health teams, housing teams. You're essentially acting as a project manager for their well-being. And yeah, occasionally, project managing the bureaucracy too.
And this brilliantly illustrates something we need to be entirely honest about. There is an unavoidable, repetitive reality to this job. You're going to be taking notes, filling out endless referral forms, updating case records, meticulously reading through guidance, and constantly chasing down documents. It's some heavy administrative lifting, for sure. But contrast that administrative grind with the ultimate reward. All that paperwork directly results in keeping families warmer and safer. It drastically reduces stress for households that are under real crushing pressure. The genuine human impact you have is profound. It makes all the paperwork just a necessary vehicle for delivering literally life-changing support.
Section 3. Are you the right fit?
You know, the ideal backgrounds for this role might genuinely surprise you. If your professional background happens to be in customer service, housing, administration, advice services, or community support, you're already ahead of the curve. Your standard office skills transfer directly to becoming a Fuel Poverty Officer. This makes this career route incredibly accessible, way more so than many highly technical roles in the sector. If you know how to manage a busy inbox, keep accurate records, and talk to people from all walks of life, you already possess the core foundational tools you need to excel.
So the crucial point here is that empathy and calm are just as important as technical knowledge. In this line of work, you are going to hear similar, often heartbreaking problems over and over again. You'll be speaking to folks who are frightened, stressed, and at the absolute end of their tether. Technical knowledge about energy efficiency, that can always be taught through ongoing training. But that innate ability to remain patient, stay calm, and show genuine empathy when someone is breaking down on the other end of the phone, that is the true superpower of a successful Fuel Poverty Officer.
Section 4. AI in the toolkit.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how we draw a strict, clear line between the machine and the human. Look, artificial intelligence is an incredible ally when it comes to handling those repetitive tasks. It's fantastic at drafting follow-up emails, turning messy call notes into neat action lists, creating call templates, and instantly simplifying highly technical energy language so you can easily explain it to a resident. It takes a huge administrative weight right off your shoulders, but it can never, ever replicate genuine human empathy. AI can't exercise the nuanced safeguarding judgment required when a caller drops a really subtle hint that they might be in danger, and it certainly cannot replace the complex human intuition needed for accurate signposting to local support. Essentially, AI handles the data, you handle the human being.
Section 5. Start your taster course.
So, here's the big question. Are you ready to turn your empathy into action? We've seen that a background in customer service, administration, or community support isn't just valid, it is desperately needed in this field right now. If you've got the patience to listen and the organizational skills to follow through, you have exactly what it takes to make a tangible, life-saving difference to households facing the brutal reality of fuel poverty.
This is a voice-first interactive taster. The full course with completion certificate is available inside LELAIL. Just ask LELAIL, start the Fuel Poverty Officer Taster course. Visit leila.com.